Welcome, one and all. Are you ready to rumble? It's going down. It's going down. Oh, yeah. Just in case you thought it was a game, the $1 billion Vibe Tribe do not play at all. Never will we. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. I will have you know. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. I will have you know. Oh, it's going down. How y'all feeling in the live chat? I'm feeling extra happy. I just confirmed a potential feature with an artist that I rock with. So stay tuned. I got a single on the way and I got another single in the works. If you are familiar with Clear Soul Forces, it's going down. It is going down. One moment, though. I would invite you. Let me show you the program, by the way. Welcome to the official Jupiter and Scorpio clapback. Y'all didn't know I got a whole program ready. It's going down. Before I show you the program again, I would like to give you some time to get two papers. Two Jupiter papers. One for Jupiter and Scorpio and the other for Jupiter and Sag. This is all you need, that and a pen. And as I give you time for that, just focus on this right here. Let me give you some time real quick. All right, folks, welcome to the Jupiter in Scorpio clapback ritual. This is, shit. Welcome to the Jupiter. This is your boy, the Peace Dealer. Kind of surprised myself with my own voice there. Shout out to those of you who got the Florida water, the sage, the rosemary. Get your tools, peeps. Get your tools. I want to make sure y'all can see this. All right. Jupiter and Scorpio clapback ritual. I looked out for a template for a program, and this on short notice was the best I could find. As you can see, it's hosted by your boy, the Peace Dealer. I don't think you know how much I've been waiting for this, how much you might have been waiting for this. And just in case you didn't know, we ain't alone. We got the four main archangels evoked: Uriel, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael. We invoke your energy. Stand by us as the clapback is stronger than it's ever been and ever will be. Well, I won't say ever will be. I was going to make this the first annual clapback, but I wouldn't want to do a second annual one while Jupiter's in Sag. So we definitely will do another clapback ritual probably after Jupiter and Cap. We won't really have to do another clapback ritual, though. You can't see. But yes, I call in Obatala, Yamaya, Oya, Elekwa, the Orisha in the building, too. You already know what it is. All day, every day. This is an official ritual right here. Light your candles, light your sage, hide your kids, hide your wife. It's going down. It's going down. Okay. We got the planets with us, primarily Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, Mercury, and Neptune. Let me make sure you guys in the live chat and watching, do you have your 2 pieces of paper? If you don't have 2 pieces of paper, it is not entirely necessary. You can do this in your head, but we all know the power of writing things down. Let's get it. Let's get it. If you guys need more time, let me know. Welcome to this clapback ritual. This is we're definitely gonna give some more time as well for I'm gonna crack a window open right now, like Victoria Causey said. I'm gonna give some time so we can allow some more people to join. But yeah, keep that in mind. This is definitely going to prepare you primarily for really facing the spiritual climate. Before I really get into this, it's important we talk about this. And when it comes to the clapback, we are basically doing something about the vibrations that have been sent your way. It's simple. Mystical Illuminations welcomes you to the Jupiter and Scorpio clapback spell that will invite you to release any negative energy, attachments, and evil spell work that has been done to you. As you can see in the program, we're going to begin with a 4 elements union ritual, which if you've done any ceremonies with us, you know we do this ritual all the time. You can connect with the elements. Some of you were here last night, so this is definitely going to more or less deepen the effects of yesterday. This is why it was really important we cleared this energy. Then we're going to do a forgiveness ceremony, which is very important before we banish energies and really get to a place to like release. It's important that your heart is calm. You never want to let the sun set on your anger. So when you do intense rituals like this, where you're going to need to feel into your anger, if you have any, you want to make sure you're doing it from a calm place in your heart. Before you do any magic, before you do any ritual, you want to make sure your mind, body, and soul is still as calm. Like if there's any extreme feelings you have, you want to chill out first and relax. And that's what the 4 elements union ritual will help us do. Then we'll go into the forgiveness ceremony. Yes, you can totally blaze during. It is totally fine. Then we'll do the Pluto release ritual. This is where things are going to get intense. For those of you who are water sign dominants, you're going to feel into this very deeply. So make sure your grounding is straight. Fire signs as well. You may be a little passionate. Then we're going to do the Jupiter burning ceremony. And then we're going to do the closing sunshine ceremony. Please be mindful. Tomorrow, I'm doing a transit talk for Uranus and Aries. And during that time, I'm going to pull the cards for the super chat. So any of you who donated super chat yesterday and any of you who do so today, I will be pulling them for tomorrow. That way we can focus our energies to the ritual at hand. So before we go into this clapback spell, I want to more explain it. Yeah, I thought I was joking when I said I was going to make a program. Nah, this is lit. This is legit. We going in. We going in. It's important we address this because there's a need for, you know, I was almost going to say the spiritual community. I don't like to say that because the spiritual community sounds fractured. It sounds like it's just one group of people when everyone has the potential to be spiritual, even though, you know, it does pertain to a group of people. There's this whole leaning away of superficial peace and just, you know, being happy all the time versus also this superficial sense of justice where justice is tit for tat. So I don't want you to see this as a revenge ritual. This is not about you getting revenge. This is about you getting justice. This is why Scorpio is after Libra. This is why you're in a position to shift energies. The reason why I waited until, let me show you, Jupiter was 29 degrees Scorpio, is we have reached a culmination point. Many of you who are tricksters or have trickster energy, rather, like me, or have connect with Mercury, you may have found that you've been pushing people's buttons to rev up this energy. Now that we have a direct trine in quincunx, the reason why this clapback spell is going to work instantly is that quincunx between Jupiter and Uranus is no joke. Okay, that's instant nuclear energy directed by this karmic destined node. So that as this shifts into Sag, just like Mercury and Sagittarius in tarot is swiftness, all this will move under the condition that you truly release and let go. Do not take vengeance when you want justice. For those of you who seek vengeance, we also have a grand water trine in the building, which is dope. But for those of you who seek vengeance, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. Karma, the way karma works is when someone does something, the karma for it is dealt instantly. The whole notion of waiting for karma does not exist. Like normally when we see it happen later, we say that's karma, right? So when something wrong happens to you and then later you see some type of justice for it, we say that person got their karma. But that's not right. That technically isn't right because the person got their karma the moment they made the decision to do that. Karma is an action. And this is now going to lead me in to the magic of destiny. So when we think about destiny, fate, and karma, this is very much so is like the fixed, mutable, and cardinal energy of the zodiac. Okay. Each three are the same, but they're different, right? So when we think of karma, we think of Saturn. Karma is cardinal. Karma are the actions that you take that now determine the rest of your destiny and your fate. Karma is simply action. That's it. It is my karma. Thank you, Rose. It is my karma that I did this clapback spell. Now that's why you always have to be responsible and own up to whatever you do in this life, because that's your karma. You never want anyone else to claim your karma too, even if it's bad. You have to own up to everything. Shout out to Ashley Kim in the building. Hope you're feeling better. And congratulations, by the way, for that Jupiter shift. Everyone congratulate Scorpios and Sagittariuses. Let's give it up one time for the Scorpios going through this. They had a lot of energy. The North Node just already went through their sign years ago. So Scorpio is graduated. Virgo is graduated officially. Libra is graduated officially. Those are the only two signs that are cleared. And what do I mean by that? Libra and Virgo are the only two zodiac signs that have had the North Node go through it, Saturn go through it, oh my God, Jupiter go through it, the outer planets go through it. They're graduated. And until this energy comes back around in Aries, like Uranus did, they're chill. They don't have to wait until a while. So they're waiting for the rest of us, like, and that's why I say in the Divine RPG, they're referees. They're the most talented ones, but you can't recruit them because they're integrated in the system, right? So Scorpio is next up. Scorpio and Leo just finished. And if you notice, no, that doesn't play out. But Scorpio and Leo just finished, right? Someone said Taurus isn't graduated. That's a good question. Aries, Taurus, they kind of graduated, but you guys are beta testing something new, Uranus, right? So you guys technically have graduated because all the first 6 zodiac signs, the outer planets have already gone through, or they're going through the other cycle. As far as the nodes, though, you could say Taurus hasn't, or they have. That's a really good point there. But yes, Jupiter has finished in Scorpio. And the Jupiter already went through Leo. So everyone give it up for Leo too. I see y'all loving to hate on Leos now. Don't hate on my Leo. Don't hate on Leos. It's all good. You can hate on Gemini because we low-key like the hate. But leave Leo out of this. Aries will square up with you. So Aries don't care if you hate. They'll beat your ass. But leave Leo out of this. If Leo wants to be narcissistic and arrogant, then they can. They can. They deserve that, right? You ungrateful asses act like if the sun just left, you would be able to survive. Okay? Don't hate on Leo. Don't hate, period. Like MK said. Don't hate, period. Okay? So Leo already got Jupiter. Leo already got the outer planets, right? All it needed was the North Node. Cancer, you're next up. Cancer, you already had Jupiter. You already had the outer planets since back in the day. All right. So all you need is the North Node. All Gemini needs is the North Node. See, this is misleading to say because 10 years ago, we already had this around. So everything past Cancer is iffy. Like Cancer technically is graduated already. So this nodal doesn't represent graduation as much as it is advancement like Leo. But Sagittarius hasn't gotten Jupiter yet. Capricorn has, and Sag 12 years ago, but based on this cycle. So congratulations. That's heavy energy. Cancer, you got this. The North Node is in your sign. The destiny torch has been passed on to you. So you are now a walking hub of karma and destiny. But let me finish my analogy. Karma are your actions. This is why Saturn is linked to it. Destiny is linked more with Jupiter, right? And fate is fixed. Destiny is mutable. Karma is cardinal. Fate is fixed. I want you to think about that moving forward. All three of them are the same. They're 3 aspects of the same thing. Whereas your fate is something you're born into. It can't be, it's fixed. It can be changed, but it's fixed. This is your fate. It is your fate to have this sibling or to be born under these parents. You can't really change that. That's your fate, right? Your destiny is the experience of your karmic decisions. So when people say that your destiny is changeable, it's mutable, because destiny is really just the experience of your fate. And this is why you could ride the wheels of destiny. You can tap into Jupiter and you can change your destiny, especially if you have nodes in mutable signs. That's more figurative. I'm not really speaking on anything concrete because these are more abstract concepts. But keep that in mind. Destiny is more so the journey, whereas fate is the destination. Or as someone said, destiny is the destination too. Fate is kind of like fate and destiny are kind of like the destination, but destiny is also the journey. And karma are the actions you take on the journey to get to the destination, right? So think about that. It's in the sense where it may have been your fate to die today until you made the karmic decision to not go out or to leave your house. And because you made a karmic decision that shifted your destiny, then instead of your original fate of dying because someone broke into your house, you changed your destiny and now you're on another fate. So keep that in mind because fate is predetermined and fate is fixed, but just because it's fixed doesn't mean it can't be shifted. So you don't just have one fate. In your karma, this is where Sagittarius and Pisces open us up to multidimensionality and infinite possibilities. And Jupiter entering Sag represents that. How you've been focused on this, but you're about to see a whole myriad and world of possibilities open up to you like that. All right. So other than that, this is why before you leave Scorpio, you have to be so in tune with who you are at the core so that you're not shaken by all these possibilities. You know who you are. You know what to choose within these possibilities. You know how to, like a master, weave this. Okay. So just like New Age Joss said, fate is unavoidable. Just like Scorpio, you cannot avoid death, taxes, transformation, certain aspects of love. It's unavoidable. It's what you're going to meet. However, the experience and the attitude of how you experience your fate is your destiny. And I'm just letting you know that so you never feel like you are trapped in your fate. You never feel like you don't have enough power over fate to change it, okay? Because that is the biggest theme of Jupiter and Sag. And this is why I said in the Mercury and Sag video, I really want you to ponder, how much do you believe in destiny? How much do you believe in your path? How much do you believe in the universe? Okay. So I like how Nika kind of personalized this. Her fate is to find herself. Her destiny is sobriety. And the karmic decisions she may be making now might be being a drunk, but that is not the fixed karma because you can always change that karma. So what I like about that is she decided what her ultimate fate is. We don't have full control over that, but you can set that and you can aim towards that. This is where, you know, you may think you have better plans until the universe co-creates, but great example, by the way, Nika, great example. So other than that, and congratulations for being 13 months sober. That is amazing. Amazeballs, as I like to say. So nice. We definitely have almost enough people. We definitely have more than enough people. I'm going to see if we can get closer to 400, but 300 is totally more than enough. 340 as well. This is it, y'all. I want you to keep in mind that we're 29 degrees Scorpio, but we did not build this energy from 0 degrees Scorpio. We built this energy from 0 degrees Jupiter and Aries. So we're going to go back in time and we're going to isolate each Jupiter transit and really feel into, evoke out of our conscious and subconscious all this dark negative energy. Shout out to Health is Heaven who smashed that like button. I hope you smash that like button too. Let's show them that we here and consciously present. Other than that, I'm invoking the energy of Neptune and other such energies because many of you may be unaware of the negative energy that has been brought onto you. So you don't have to know. Any energy that was unbeknownst to you will also be evoked. And we'll get to, when we do the Pluto clearing ritual, we will get to that. Okay. So once again, this clapback spell is here to release and rid you of any negative intent, of any juju, of any darkness. Your belief that this is healed is definitely going to help. Okay, keep that in mind. It's not that you're healing, it's not that you're getting revenge. This clapback spell is your decision to move on and shift the energy. So this is why I say, this is why we start this off with a forgiveness ceremony, because you don't have to forgive anybody that is not sorry, but you have to be willing to release resentment, because if you hold on to it, you're holding on to an energy signature that can make you susceptible for more dark force attacks, as opposed to, as a collective, us releasing this. I need you to understand that anybody who secretly has been doing any magic against you, or has been secretly hating on you, or has been really dogging you, because you're shifting your vibration, they're going, the light of Sagittarius, as Jupiter moves into Sagittarius, is going to reveal this. They're going to reveal them, like they're going to come to you, and and motives are going to be revealed. It's kind of like in those Nigerian movies where someone does a spell and then all of a sudden, like, they start confessing all the bad stuff they did in their moment of like uninhibitedness. It's going to be like that. So please understand, this is just the first part of two. This part is the spiritual internal part. We're shifting our vibration. The next part of this clapback spell is after, when you see, because it's within and then from without. So after this spell, you're going to see the differences of the shift in your vibration, and then you handle it. Shout out to Miss Sanchez, who said, what if all that already happened? This is a great sign. There's going to be more that happens. Okay. Y'all definitely need to peep them Nigerian flicks. Nigerian, yeah, y'all be every time you guys be talking about like these scary movies like It or Paranormal Activity, I'm like, not impressed. Go and watch you a Nigerian movie. Those are really scary. Even though the graphics and the technology is like totally behind, it's still scary. Like, why? Go watch you a Niger movie. Why are you running? Why are you running? Yes, go watch you a Niger movie. Like, oh, hell no. My favorite Nigerian movie ever is Uswofia Goes to London. That is bar none, like top 5 Nigerian movies ever. Any movie with Nkem Owo in it, you're going to have an amazing time. I actually want to redo that whole movie and do a version in Vegas one day. But yes, I carry the spirit of my ancestors, so this Nigerian clapback is gonna be even crazier. Great question about any Nigerian movies about the Orisha. The state of Nigeria and the Orisha is a little bit different because a lot of Nigeria and other countries are more Christianized. So any people kind of doing like Ifa and stuff, you either have to know, or the state of it now is like a lot of them are scam artists. Like, it's really hard to find that there because it's really shunned. So a lot of people, the more authentic versions are the people who left the slave boats and went to Cuba. So you're better off going to Miami. But yeah, this is definitely it. We definitely getting it in. Shout out to Justin, who's also in Vegas. Those who haven't acknowledged the wrong they've done will have to deal with the consequences on top of the clapback that's coming. Honestly, I don't think I could have said it better. Moonbay nailed it. So your whole mode and mind state is not about revenge. It's not about getting back. Ever since Jupiter's in Aries, you've received energy. Whether someone has because it's possible for someone to unconsciously project energy at you. You do it to people all the time, which is why We encourage you to not judge. We encourage you to not place judgments. It's not the easiest thing to do, but when you project that energy, it affects other people. Think about how, well, no, think about how closed off people are to giving others who are, how easy it is to label someone a felon, how easy it is to label someone a loser. You know what I mean? Those are projections that other people feel, whether you see it or not. And instead of encouraging or helping to bring up, you're pushing other people down, whether they deserve it or not. You know what I mean? It's still karma you're creating because you're linking a bond, which is why you always want to clear your energy. You always want to keep your vibration at a certain level. This is why we have to do the forgiveness ceremony first, because if we were to just go into the clap back, some of you would be clapping back energy on you. There are unconscious projections that people can make. If you make a judgment about something, and then if you kind of feel anger towards an archetype of a person, it doesn't matter if it's not specific. You're unconsciously projecting towards people who fit that archetype. So this is where it's like even if no one ever said screw this person, you might have energy projected at you. All right, Usofia in London. Yes, Usofia in London. That is my favorite Nigerian movie. In fact, I gotta see it again. Nkemo is just hilarious. So this is just the lowest level. All right. The next level above that is basic gossip. Anytime someone talks behind your back, I learned in Catholic school early on, I was taught that when you talk behind someone's back, you're taking a knife and you're stabbing them in the back, in the heart. It's the same thing. Words are espadas, they're swords. So you can use your words to cut. I mean, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I strongly believe that. However, words can still be used. Protected said, will this still work after the broadcast? Trust me, yes, it will. This is why I'm not going to do a second annual one next year, because this clapback spell is going to apply for years. The only way it won't apply is if you go back and reopen a lot of this negative energy. It's kind of like people who do rituals. For those of you who are in Santeria or who are in Ifa, if you ever sacrifice any animals or chickens, when you dump the energy, you have to dump it in a way you can't look back at it. And you usually dump it far away from where you are so that energy is behind, which is symbolic of saying, don't go back to that bullshit, okay? Because what's going to happen is that after this clapback spell, your dynamic, because we're coinciding this with all the shifts, that's what's going to make you see the changes quicker. For any of you with generational curses, it's being broken, but it's not necessarily being broken because of this clapback spell. A lot of people who think they have generational curses don't really have generational curses like they think they do. Usually Saturn returns release them. But any of you who feel like you do have it, you can put that into this, because a lot of us have generational curses or patterns that we're going to be releasing together too. Many people watching this are probably Pluto Libra, Pluto Scorpio. So so that was a phenomenal question that someone just said that. It's definitely going to help. The stronger this believes, now there's certain people who are paranoid. They think that, let me kind of, before we start, it's important I give you the philosophy of curses and of negative energy, right? The second level of this after unconscious is conscious, right? So if someone talks behind your back, whether it's intense or whether it's light, that is still a psychic attack. It is a psychic projection. You are behind someone's back projecting intent, even if it's not directly to them. You know what I mean? You're having negativity that can attach to that person. The next level of this, of course, is in someone's face. Whenever you have an argument with somebody, whenever someone says mean and hurtful things to you, or if they don't say it and they feel it, that's a psychic attack. So you have certain people who could sit in their room and they can generate negative energy by feeling angry, feeling dark, being used by dark forces to feel this. And then they think about you, which is now projecting that to you. It's not as simple as them just thinking bad. These are frequencies that are emanating. By the time it reaches you, it's not going to be as if you were next to them. And science has proven that you can receive vibes from people. This works non-locally as well. Okay. The next level now, after this conscious, is a super conscious level. Now, actually ritualizing this. This is something that has also happened to people. When you write down someone's name on a paper, when you do binding spells, when you do freezer spells, when you do any spells, techniques, or any actions, they don't even have to be abstracted spells. When you do actions with other people to undermine someone, that's a spell. That carries an energy. And even if the action was taken out of that and done, the energy still resides. So what we're doing is we're shifting the energy. That's it. We're acknowledging the energy that is in our auric space that has built. We're amplifying it with Jupiter and we're clapping it back 3 times, which it was sent. As it disperses, that karma that was brought forth will be brought back. Now, why is it coming back? And my reasoning on this isn't as sound. So if anyone can explain this better, feel free. But my working understanding of this is, first of all, the energy clapping back is non-linear. So I don't want you to think it linear as they immediately get it, because they will, but we are pushing this outward, incorporating dimensions outside of space and time, which is why I'm like, don't worry about revenge. Don't worry about when this happens. Someone's karma is given the moment they do something. If you see it after, that's just the evidence of their karma. But it's never about revenge. It's never about getting back at someone. It's about staying true to you. Honestly, that sounds cliche, but once this claps back, you are shifting your vibration. Now you have held that energy. This is why some of you are so sensitive and you can hear certain people's energy and you hear them as auditory hallucinations when really it's just a portion of their energy that you stuck on your auric field that is reacting subconsciously to your subconscious. So we're clearing all that. We're releasing all that. And your energy is going to shift. Period. Not only is your energy going to shift, we're going to employ Pluto and Neptune to handle that. Because in the case of people who are currently doing spells on you that you may not know, there's certain people that might be doing love spells to get with you, or negative spells because they're harmful. Trust me when I say we have close to 500 people watching. So as far as the strength, like if you were to do this on your own, and then after you did that, you felt, did the spell work? Because it's common for people who aren't able to see results, right? Please keep in mind, energy exercises don't demand or need proof or results. This is where belief allows you to align into seeing, which results will come. However, if you did this on your own, it's reasonable a bit to feel like maybe it didn't work well enough, or it's reasonable to feel like it may come back on. Because we have close to 500 people watching, we have over like 200. So because we have over 200 people watching, we have, and honestly, all we need is 12. All we need is 12. But we have fulfilled the requirement for the power to release. So for any of you who feel like the spell on you is too strong, because spells feed on fear. So the philosophy about this is you must truly believe that this has worked. Okay? You can take, because there's placebo effect at play. You can take ibuprofen, and if you have a headache, whether you believe it or not, your headache is going to go away. Okay? But trust me when I say that you must truly believe that you're walking away. Like, this is going to get rid of stuff for good and protect you moving forward. Okay? So when it comes to spells and curses, the first thing I need to let you know is that this is common. There is this unfortunate stigma and taboo that people have around spells. Spells are like bacteria. Negative juju is like bacteria. It's all around you. It's nothing that you can really avoid. If you were going to avoid bacteria, you might as well live in a bubble. So if you knew, and just like El Cuervo Saturnino said, all signs accounted for, let's do that zodiac roll call. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Corny dance aside. If you spells are intentions, essentially, like Laura Suarez just said. So if you were standing outside space and time and you saw the myriad of intent that just flies from people, the human subconscious can think of so much things within a moment. If you knew how common it was for negative projections to be spent, you wouldn't be so afraid of it. You wouldn't be like, oh my God, I have a curse. Because if you realize someone had a curse on you, you'd be like, oh my God, I have a curse. If you realized how common it is, like the average person gets cursed at least like 100 times a day by so many different people. And it's just like bacteria. So getting rid of it is just consciously making the decision to release it. And because you're consciously making the decision to release it with 400 plus people, your energy is going to shift. Once the energy shifts, that energy is going to seek to attach back to you. And so this is where I say your belief that it no longer affects you and you move forward, and the proof you'll get is the clarity you'll see shortly. That's my promise to you. Because we're doing it at the right time, I'm doing it at this time so you can see effects. If we were to do this 2 months ago, if we were to do this before when Jupiter was like in the beginning of Scorpio, we would have to wait until it reaches the end, and then you would have picked up some more stuff. So it's best to do it now, right before it shifts. Okay? And the advice I have to you after you finish this is to release this. This is like a huge mega Olympia. Okay? Because we have more than 400 people, the power of this alone is going to ether anyone that put any spells. I promise you. Anybody who put a curse on you, it's going to be gone after this, period. Just based off the strength that we have over 400 people. This is the power of numbers. This is the power of numbers. When we do the releasing and the purging, we're going to be doing it together. So it's almost like purging. It's like 400 people purging your own darkness and vice versa. So let's give ourselves a hand, because that's badass. Not only are we going to reverse back on them, we're going to put shields up so that anyone who does anything in future, it will just automatically bounce back. Does that mean that you're going to be clean forever? No, but you have the decision. All we're doing is shifting the frequency. Now, those people who put spells, those people who put bad intent, they're going to notice that energy is shifted, and they're going to come back up so that they could reattach it. As long as you decide not to let it be attached to you, you're straight. And it'll bring out stuff that was in the dark through dreams to enlighten you, and also through signs and synchronicities. So it's time, y'all. Let's get into this. Let us now do the 4-element union ritual and connect our spiritual bodies. Okay? I want to say we've come a long way. Any of you there are a lot of you who are versed in spell work. So please, during, before, or after, you are welcome to do your own spells. And please let us know what spells you do, as this will also amp what we're doing. So it's not, so that's the multi dimensions of this. It's not, this is just one hub of it. And any of you are also welcome to burn and do whatever. So what we're going to do after we do the forgiveness ceremony, we're going to write down on the Jupiter Scorpio paper all the people, all the names, all the energies that you're ready to banish, purge, and release. Whatever you write down on this paper is what you're telling Jupiter to clap that energy back to. And then the Jupiter and Sag energy, because you're releasing energy, you now want to feel what you released. So this is what you're telling Jupiter and Sag as a blank check. This is your blank check. So fill it in with all the wishes you want. What is the adventure? What is the amazingness you want? And then after, we're going to burn these papers. And then we'll close. You're welcome to make more than 10 wishes. Shout out to Contemplating Key ahead of the game. And first of all, how many people really believe that this is working? If I ever was skeptical about energy exercises, you guys have helped me believe in this more. Because of course, you know, we've seen this. Now, another thing, the purpose of this ritual, this is a time-space continuum we're creating. The beauty of these ceremonies that we do is that they work no matter when you see it. You can watch a new moon in Aries ceremony while we're in the full moon in Cancer. It won't be as strong as if you were to do it during the new moon in Aries, but it'll work. So if you ever feel like you need to do a clapback, watch this video again. This video is charging the energy and creating a time capsule with so far over 480 people, which is amazing. So that strength that we've anchored will be there, even though the energy will disperse once we stop the broadcast. The video will be here. Aquarius, it's fixing it so that whenever you feel like you need to clean the energy, you can watch this clapback spell and the same thing will happen because it is charged with the energy of 29 degrees Scorpio with Jupiter. And the trine to the North Node deals with the timing. 29 degrees South Node in Capricorn is incredibly powerful. And it's with that power we're going to be clapping back. So as far as what to write down, worry not. We will get there after the forgiveness. And yeah. So I would like for you to breathe down to your diaphragm. Breathe out gratitude. Feel the energy of Mother Gaia grounding you and filling your body, coming up your feet, slowly coming up your legs. Slowly coming up your thighs as any stress drains from you. If any of you have felt irritable today and yesterday, partially, some of it is from the new moon. But if any of you felt irritable or felt attacks before we started this is because the dark forces know this is their last chance to stop you. And this is because they know they're about to get clapped the fuck back. My apologies. They're about to get clapped back. I do realize that there are some young ones that watch this, so I'm going to cut back on my cursing. But yes, know that this irritable exhaustion will pass. Feel this energy come up your chest and up to your head. We are just starting, by the way. So if you guys just came in, you have not missed anything yet. It's all good. Clap on, clap off. I know 7-year-olds that curse, right? They cursing younger and younger every year. It's only a matter of time till we have a newborn baby yell the F word as their first word, like right out the womb, just like, I was loving that too. Who brought me out? What the hell? Why'd you smack my ass, doctor? And just curse in the storm. It's only a matter of time. I am going to induce a hypnotic, suggestive procedure that will start to make some of you tired, but it will activate more your subconscious. So there are aspects of this that we can't account for or control. And I want you to let that go. We're just going to focus on releasing a lot of this negativity and ushering in new light. Now that we've grounded the earth, I want you to feel trees coming out of your head to ground you more, or branches, in however way you want to look. Okay. Thank you, Aludra. And now I want you to summon 2 entities. They could be angels, they could be deities, they could be ancestors, they could be people alive that you just summon their spirit. All right. I want you to summon one on your left and one on your right. Okay. Silently or out loud. And I want you to hold space, because while you're going to be vulnerable, dark forces are going to try and attack you. If we get interfered, it's because it's going down. It's going down. Thank you guys so much for showing up. This is record number. Thank you guys for showing up. The fact that we have over 450, this is amazing. This is amazing. And before we go in, I have a message for you. Okay? It's great that everyone's getting ambitious with this Capricorn energy, but you are enough. Okay? Many of you are dealing with subconscious energy that does not allow you to really be your unique self. Many of you do not have in this system an outlet or avenue for expression. The way this system is set, there's like a square hole, there's like a round hole, and there's like an octagonal hole. But some of you are like a hexagon. Some of you are unique, and you're made to feel like you're not doing anything in your life because you the way your modality is, the way you are, you don't fit in with that system. And so it's harder for you to move through. And certain people feel like you're not doing things at the time you're supposed to do it. And you may fall into depression more. You may sleep in more. You may be more lethargic because the energy in place to support your modality is not there. And many of you, instead of complaining, are fighting the good fight to create your own path in a system that won't even help you and tries to make you feel weird for doing your own thing. Okay? And so, in that sense, you are enough. You will be told you're not doing enough. You will be told you should be you, but you have to be you like this, not like that. You will be told you haven't achieved enough that you were supposed to achieve at your age. You will be told to grow up. Even though growing up is a trap. Word to Erica Badu, double Pisces. And any of you who feel like crying, you need to cry because you've been effectively rejected for doing what you were supposed to do. And that creates internal cognitive dissonance that is unbearable. So if you feel like crying, let it out. Please let it out, because it's not fair. You shouldn't have had to wait until now to really finally be spoken to like this. Okay? When you call, just like Dave Chappelle said, when someone calls you crazy, that's dismissive. It doesn't allow you to see where that person's coming from. Even if in all intents and purposes they're crazy, it's still dismissive. It slaps a label, it puts someone in a box. Some of you are not meant to be in a box. And so it is not your fault that you do not have the avenues that support where you're going or people who are willing to understand you. In that sense, it should make sense that you're going slow, because when you start from scratch and when you have to create a road that hasn't been created with no support, whereas it'll take other people record timing, it's going to take you a while. And it should take you a while because greatness takes time. So you are enough. You don't have shit to prove to anybody, my friends. You are enough. Where you are with what you're doing, guess what? You're going to make mistakes. You're going to slip and fall. As long as you're getting up and you're moving forward, it doesn't matter what anyone says. You are enough. Don't look at all these people who look at you as if you need to conform to something that they're not even sure of. They're a little crazy. They don't know it yet. That's why they're projecting that you're crazy, because that's what they are inside. That's why they're projecting that you're delusional, because that's what they are inside. So hold space for them, because we don't want to inadvertently do the same for them. Hold space, but do you. And I am here to tell you, you are enough. I swear to God. Don't let somebody, even if you're even if you're doing stuff that makes you feel guilty, you are enough. This is your life. This is not my life. This is your life. You're responsible for your decisions. Take your time. You know, there's no rush to do what you are here to do. Okay? If you want to take 5 years off and do nothing, take 5 years off and do nothing. Be willing to accept the consequences and responsibility of that. But as long as you do, nobody can tell you nothing. And if you need advice, listen to Kanye West. You can't tell me nothing. We're 500 strong. So I want you to evoke the two entities. I got Yemaya on my left and Obatala on my right. The moon and the sun. That's not what they represent, but those are the entities. They could be more than two, by the way. You can have directional too. You can have one in front, one behind, one left, one right, one above, one below. Shout out to the Narrow Hog. Now we're going to connect with the air. Okay. I want you to envision white light beaming down your crown to your root and going down your feet. And let that represent the connection of all 500 of us in the live chat. Plus, this is where things get real. Now our energy is connected. Shout out to Shadow Hunters. You do not have to be seated. You can watch this whenever, too. If some of you are busy, you can come back to this. It is most potent while live, but even if you're not able to, that is totally fine. You are now channeling the energy of 500 people plus. Whereas before we were just all in the same place, now we're connected. So you now have the power of 500 people energetically. It's a simple concept. The way the feelings work, which I recently channeled, by the way, the way the feelings, for those of you who want to get a sense of this, it is normal for any of you who don't feel this super powerfully, because many of what we're doing involve internal, subconscious visualizations and decisions that occur in the matter of pico and attoseconds. So as you're intending and visualizing this, your subconscious is producing this energy so fast that by the time you feel it, it's already happened. And that's the nature with spirits. That's the nature with frequencies. It doesn't only have to be two Empress. Great question. That's the nature of energy. The reason why it's so hard to see, it's not that you can't see it. Neil Tice deGrasse said this geniusly, and I need to watch that whole video because I really just saw the headline. But he spoke to the effect of, we are living in higher dimensions right now. It's just your senses are not programmed to see it. You can only see a certain frequency of the color spectrum and hear a certain frequency. So it's not that you can't see energies. That's why people with Aquarius and Sagittarius, their energy is in the future. So they're able to see, because by the time it comes out here, you're already seeing it, right? So keep that in mind. It's not that you can't see these energies, you can, but in most cases, archangels, spirits, they vibrate at the speed of light or God's speed. So it's like, that's why if you notice, they kind of have to lower their frequency for you to barely see them. And once their frequency is lowered enough, you might see wisps, right? This is why it's not that you can't see, it's that you naturally aren't trained to see things that occur that fast. To you, it's almost as if it's not there, but it is here. Godspeed. As Jupiter enters Sagittarius, your spirit is going to begin its adventure into Godspeed. So now that we've connected the air, now I want you to imagine a golden waterfall or a dark blue just washing down your body. All the water signs fill us with healing. You can feel the healing energy going down your crown. Shout out to Brett Dickinson, the hardware and software analogy indeed. We are updating our hardware with Jupiter and Capricorn, and the software with Saturn in Capricorn, and the software with this Jupiter. Shout out to Ryan Sage in the building. We got Sagittarius present. So yeah, for the water healing, I only have one channeling message, and it's the same message. You are enough. Some of you know this consciously, but subconsciously, you were made. Other people's body language has told you you don't matter. People have told you you don't matter, even though in their face they might act like you matter, but you throw events, they don't show up. You do stuff meaningful to you, they don't really care. Unless you put on this persona that they like, then they love that. That's not true love, beloved. For so long, you have had to deal with fake love, where you've had to create a persona that other people like to receive love. That is not true love. And you deserve true love. So let your real self out. You are worthy. You are loved. You are deserving. You are enough. You don't need a certain number of money before you're enough and before you can be respected. You don't need several accolades. You don't need a level of popularity. You don't need to drive a certain car. You don't need to be in a certain society. Let them have their elitism, because those people have worked hard for what they've gotten. Those people have achieved a level of distinguished quality that has allowed them to ascend. But in their pride, they make the mistake of thinking that they're better than others who haven't, that they are above others when they're really just more experienced. You don't need any of that to be worthy of respect or love. All right, period. So as long as you remember that, let's get to the fire. Some of you can rub your hands together to generate heat, and also envision fire and ember around you. Miracles are amongst us. Amen. Ooh, thank you, Alexia. Tell your kitty I hella like her too. Or it too, unless, it's not a her kitty. I want you to now imagine gold sunlight pouring down your crown and illuminating your body with gold as we close out this elemental ritual. So now that we've finished the first stage of this ritual, it is now time to do the forgiveness ceremony. So in your mind's eye, I want you to enter a special room. This special room represents the inner core of your sanctum. What does it look like as you go into this door? What do you see? I want you to now see an altar that you either prepare really quickly or take your time or just appears. This altar is representative of the grounded state of your higher self, where there's a higher realm. This altar is your connect within your sanctum to this higher realm. Meanwhile, continue to breathe in down your diaphragm and breathe out gratitude. What you're breathing in is your greatest victory. And breathing out gratitude. Bell is a Sagittarius. So some of you higher zodiac signs may feel that you are in your higher realm because your awareness is of the higher. So great point, Bell. Great point. Shout out to Nika, who said she has been waiting for me. You may find a version of yourself that represents your subconscious there. So if you do so, that is also amazing. How many of you are feeling chills? If you're feeling chills, this is a good sign. If you're not, it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. You continue to do what you're doing. And if you're like essential and you're crying, this is a great sign. You're just purging energy, good and negative. So, in what represents your altar? I would like for you to place your hands on that altar. Or your heart. You don't even have to place your hands on it. But I want you to go back ever since 2010, 2011. What are all the ways that you have wronged someone else? I want you to, let's take time with this. Take time and go back to 2010 up until now, maybe even before. What are all the ways you are out of integrity? What are all the ways you have wronged someone? If you feel any guilt come up, let it flow through your hands and flow through the altar and say, I ask for forgiveness. I intend to be forgiven. Your releasing is forgiveness upon the condition that you do not do what you're saying sorry for. Because if you want forgiveness, but you go ahead and do it again, you're not truly sorry. You're a liar. However, take as much time as you need. And if there's nothing, then there's nothing. But just think up of times you've wronged other people for the last 10, 15 years. Stuff that you may have already moved on. Just let it flow. Just let it flow. And this is also you forgiving yourself as well. If there's anything that you cannot remember, set the intention for Neptune and Pluto to bring up what you don't remember and also release it for you. These represent our subconscious, unconscious energies that we don't have to be aware of. And Money Montana, you can watch from the beginning. If you missed it, that's totally fine. Some of you may be crying. That is totally fine. Every time you were called delusional and you believed that person instead of believing yourself, you can forgive yourself for that. Let the tears out. Let anything that comes out, comes out. Shout out to Heather, whose altar is a galaxy. That's so badass. Rafa Mama asked, "Are you supposed to have guilt?" Not at all. For example, me, there's certain things that I've done wrong, but I'm not guilty for them because they've happened. All I know is that moving forward, I'm gonna do better. Instead of feeling guilty, I'm gonna do better. So great question. You're not supposed to have guilt, but if you do, release it. Flower asked an amazing question. If you are out of shame avoiding them, then at some point you must be ready to face them. Because especially with this clapback spell, it's going to organize events to where you have the ability. And please, Flower, I cannot just tell you to rid yourself of that shame or guilt, but you owe it to yourself to close that out and to face that person that you feel ashamed about. Very great question. At your soonest convenience, please confront them. Anyone who feels dehydrated, if you need extra water, please go ahead. David, after refusing the spinal surgery, how is your vertebrae now? Darlene asked, what if there's so much attached to that you truly just can't? Great question. It is impossible that you truly just can't, but take your time. You don't have to rush this. If you feel like there's so much, take your time and just release. It is an illusion that makes you feel that you can't when it is totally possible for you. Rafa Mama, you're a badass. That's why you don't care. And you shouldn't have to apologize for that. So in many cases, you may intuitively feel like you weren't wrong for doing that. So you don't have to release that. I would trust your intuition. And you shouldn't care if you're mean yet honest. That's some people need that more than they know. All right. Take your time to do this more if you want. As we move on, you can stick with this. AZ asked an amazing question. If you have said sorry and the other person has not forgiven you, that is their karma. There are a lot of people who act spiritual, but they don't know how to forgive. That's not true spirituality. Forgiveness is also important. Someone who refuses to forgive has energy they're not willing to release because, in their entitlement and in their pride, they feel they need to hold that grudge. It could have hurt them at a deep level. So, your decision to move on means it's released. Once you've released that and let it go, you've let it go. Someone's decision to not forgive you does not keep you chained. And this is very important that you ask that because some people try and do this. Some people will refuse to forgive you so that they can hold on an energetic chain to keep you connected and to feel like they can lord that over you. It does not lord that over you. Once you have truly felt sorry and you forgive yourself for that, you can move on. If someone refuses to forgive you, they're holding on to that karma and it's going to weigh them down and it's going to subtly influence their decisions. So keep that in mind. It's common to see in water signs, especially Scorpios and some Pisces or Cancers, who hold grudges, or earth signs. So it's really just more an energetic thing than it is, more a character thing. Shout out to Planetary Rich, who said one of the most powerful things: I forgive the men who raped me, but I do not forget what they have done, but I move forward now. And that's a very important point. That is a very important point, because the next part of this, now that we're done forgiving ourselves, is to forgive anyone who has hurt you unknowingly. Okay. Now, when it comes to forgiving people who aren't sorry, you don't have to do that. Okay. Um, you don't have to forgive someone who isn't sorry, but you do have to release the resentment. You do have to release the energy so it doesn't weigh you down. Okay. Some of you might have been hurt by people who don't care about what they've done. And if you choose to forgive them, that is an entirely powerful decision. It is an amazingly powerful decision. Okay. But if you decide not to, at least release resentment. At least release resentment for what happened so that you do not internally play yourself. And Diablo Cassar just hit a home run. Is the time we're in right now depicted in the movie The Dark Crystal? I feel like an internal battle between light and dark are merging together to bring balance and internal harmony. Yes. You could almost say the first four of the zodiac is the masculine, the last four of the zodiac is the feminine, or the second four of the zodiac is feminine or masculine, and then the last four are masculine, feminine, and we're coming into that merging. This is why we're going to start to see our nen and energy. Okay. So the next state of this is to release. And on that altar, state that you released resentment. This is so important. And how you go about releasing this symbolically is just letting it flow from your hands. If you want symbolically to do something else to represent that, you are welcome. Okay. So you can either choose to forgive these people or release resentment and forgive yourself. The important thing is that you release resentment, because now we're going to do the clapback. And if you have resentment while you're doing the clapback, because in your heart you still have resentment, right? Oh, I love Hunter x Hunter. Because you have resentment, because you're still feeding energy negatively, it ties onto you. So if you clap back to them, it'll affect you. And you want to just release this. Your decision to releasing this is your faith and decision to let the universe handle it. Period. It's not handling it without you. You're co-creating it. Okay. And Beltangi really hit on a controversial topic that not everyone's ready to leave, because everyone has responsibility. But I forgive. It was not them, but the dark spirits attached, making them as they are not them. Wow, Christine Wilson, that is actually awesome. So keep that in mind, y'all. When we're doing this clap back, the main forces we're clapping back against are the dark forces. We're going to write down people's names because some people have anchored it onto them, but you're clapping back to the dark forces. You are not clapping back because if you clap back to an actual person, that dark energy can just go to someone else. So keep that in mind. Don't inadvertently give too much power to someone who's just being a puppet of a dark force. That's why people who give into the dark, they're the weakest people ever. Doesn't matter how much power they get from it, they're ultimately weak because they've given up their own free will to be a vessel of darkness. And you can only be influenced by dark forces if you have enmity in your heart, bitterness, darkness, hate. This is how they infiltrate, period. So keep that in mind. And now I would like for you, now that we've cleared this energy in our heart and we're going into the clapback, Chad Taylor, the clapback is directed towards the dark, but some of you may need to write down certain people's names because those people may have willingly held vessel for the dark. So it'll go to those people to attack the dark in them. Okay. And this could be great. You may find that after this clapback spell, you're able to make friends with certain people who used to be enemies, because that's really the goal. To hate the sin, not the sinner, right? Not even to hate it, to just be rid of it, to distance from it, to transcend it. Okay. So I would like for you to see on this altar a special weapon. Whether it's a sun, a sword, a gun, a rod, it's a weapon that represents the manifestation of your masculine energy. Because we're going to get to hacking and slashing. Eula said, can we write jealousy or traits? Absolutely. And yes, you can write down your own name. Great question. The list that I'm going to write down, I'm not going to write down anybody. For my list, I'm going to write down traits. I'm going to write down actual entities. And whether that applies to people, it will or not. So great question. Some of you may have actual people and you are encouraged to write them down. Okay. So I want you to pick up the weapon in your hand of choice. And to raise it to the sky and to fill it with the light of the sun from your higher self place. This light represents justice. All right, let's do this. Shout out to the chainsaw. That's badass. Go ahead. It could be anything. Doesn't even have to be an object. It could be the flying spaghetti monster. It could be an actual deity you summon or energy you summon. I'm going to shy away from saying deity. But all right, now we're going to go deep into your subconscious. So some of you might make sure you have that protection around you. Some of you may start to feel tired. That's okay. If you fall asleep during this, no worries. The rest will take over. Don't feel like you missed anything. So I want you to just relax. Relax. Allow your body to very calmly sink into yourself. You feel your physical body, but you also feel your spirit. Take in a deep breath. Breathe out gratitude. And each deep breath you take, feel yourself sinking more and more into your body. I now want you to see an elevator appear, whether it's steps or an elevator, and I want you to walk into that elevator and press the button to go down to the lowest floor. We are now going to travel to the lowest floor of your subconscious mind. And I want you to feel that elevator going down. As you take in a breath, you have now gone down a floor and you now feel twice as comfortable and twice as heavy. I want you to feel that as you go down each floor of the steps or as you go lower down the elevator, your body feels heavier and more relaxed. And as you go down another floor, you feel twice as relaxed and even heavier. And as you go down that elevator, you are going down the deepest parts of your soul. And now we pass the subconscious to your unconscious mind, which may look pitch black or may look multicolored, as everyone is different. And you feel yourself becoming even 5 times more relaxed and heavy. And when you're ready, step out of the elevator and into the lowest part of your unconscious mind, weapon in hand, glowing with the sun and light of the collective conscious and your higher light. Know that when you've anchored the power of light into that weapon, you carry the power of 500 plus viewers. I'm in the elevator from the Cecil Hotel footage. That's funny. I now want you to see a black orb that looks like a crystal orb or a crystal ball, but it's just pitch black. At this level of your unconscious, it symbolically represents the place where all your energy resides, near your energy center. Everything you've received ever since you were born. Anything you see in the elevator or in this room is a facet or extension of your subconscious mind and is another part of you. You will feel as we do this, there may be voices making fun of you, or there may be people looking or feeling at you disapprovingly. This is just a dark force ploy to make you not pay attention, because now the dark work begins now. I want you to go back to 2010 when Jupiter was in Aries. Where were you? Who did you wrong? We are going to go back to when Jupiter began this cycle. Where were you 2010? Who were all the people who hurt you? I want you to feel that hurt and feel that pain. What hurt you? It doesn't have to be tied to people. We are now beginning the Pluto release ritual. I want you to evoke the energy of Pluto and see the glyph representing this pitch black orb and overlapping it. And take your hands and channel this energy into this black orb. Feel that anger, feel that pain, and fuel it into that orb. Anything before 2010 can go in there as well, but the focal point should be 2010. Please note that for some of these things, you might have clapped back already. The purpose is just to put the energy you felt in that orb. As what is happening symbolically and subconsciously, I cannot put into words, but this is just a representation of the clapback. Now, the next part of this, take your paper. We are officially just starting the clapback. Okay. Anyone who comes up during this, write their name down. Even if consciously your mind is like, oh, but they were my friend, I don't know why I would put their name down. Write down their name. This is your subconscious letting you know they might not be as positive as you thought. Or even if they are positive, still write down their name or write down any name. I'm going to write anyone who has ever wished harm on me. If you don't want to put individual names. So take your time with this. Writing their name down has suspended the energy here. How are you guys feeling? Do you feel any of this actually working as well? As far as the instructions for the paper, the Scorpio, the Jupiter and Scorpio paper is the list you want to write down every energy you're clapping back to. Okay. Now, as you're recollecting 2010, I want you to feel subconsciously everything that hurt you, everyone that you felt hurt you, everything that you felt hurt you, a circumstance. You could write down an experience. You could write down a situation. You could write down an actual person's name. Your subconscious is going to be bringing people up to your mind. Write their name down. Even if it's someone you love, who you know would never do you wrong, just write their name down, whoever comes up, okay? Now, I want you to shift into 2011 when Jupiter was in Taurus. Well, it was in Aries, but it was moving into Taurus. It was retrograding in Taurus, actually. Where were you 2011? Who hurt you 2011? What hurt you? What habits? What elements of your own self hurt you? Feel this into the ball. Here's a good thing to write down. Anyone who has wished or intended harm and or death on me, knowingly or unknowingly. The reason why you want to name people who you might not think are guilty is they may have unconsciously projected on you and not even know. So this will help release the energy within them and improve your relationship. The science here is being at such a deep place in your subconscious, you visualizing this going into the ball is representative, symbolic of it purging. Symbolically. You do not have to write something down, by the way. If there's nothing you have to write down, you don't have to write a single thing down. Great question. Let us now move to 2012. For those of you who need more time, take your time. What's up, Sharice? We are now moving to 2012. Who do you know that has been also, by the way, set the intention for you to put into the black orb negative energy that has been occurring that you don't know about. Pluto and Neptune will do this for you. And I'm going to make sure we end this in time for you guys to join the Leo King's dance music, because the end of this is to party and dance. So if you can make the Leo King's dance music, this will be cool. Who is gossiping about you? Who comes to mind that you want? And if it's the same one in everyone, perfect. Okay. This is going to centralize the energy. Most of the people you're writing down were merely used by dark forces. If you can't burn the paper tonight, you can bury it. You can wait until you can burn it. Okay. Shout out to Indigo Sun. It just thundered. Or you can rip it into pieces, throw it away. Great question. The purpose is to just symbolically represent to your subconscious that you're destroying it. We are personally going to burn it, but if you have another way, you don't have to burn. You're not exclusively limited to burning. Okay. You want to feel the energy you felt and put it in the orb to represent releasing it. I now want to shift into 2013 when Jupiter was in Cancer. Who comes to mind? What comes to mind? Please keep in mind, for many of you, unseen forces or people who you have no idea have been wishing bad on you. All of those will go into the orb. Shout out to Young Chains, who said all dark forces. If any of you want to burn earlier, you can. I would suggest you wait, but if you feel like you have to, you totally can. Please keep in mind Neptune and Pluto will be putting in the orb energy from people you're not even aware of. This is how you're going to start to be aware of people who you didn't even know who hated you or did negative to you, so that you know not to attach from this. This video will totally be available to watch, and you can totally do the ritual tomorrow. You can do the ritual anytime you want to. If any of you feel like you picked up some negative energy for some reason, you can do the ritual again. Okay. And just watch this video. It'll totally be, we have over 500 people, so the energy will totally be stuck, or rather charged. Now, 2014, when Jupiter was in Leo. I want you to just envision that energy going into the black orb, even if you don't know who. Just feel it going. Your subconscious will do it for you. Anyone that you may not be aware of. Your conscious mind is simply facilitating the process for it to do so. Yes, you could put your family. Once again, as you're doing this, anyone that comes to mind that you may not be consciously aware of, put down on the list. Even if it's someone that you don't even think you know, put them down on the list. This is your subconscious putting you on game. Now in 2015, when the North Node and Jupiter were in Virgo, this one's going to be huge because of that karmic alignment. Judy, this will remove all spells that are placed on you. All the spells, all the intent, we're shifting. That's the reason why this is working. We're consciously shifting this to release. And the reason and the power behind it is the numbers that we have. Normally, strong spells are reinforced by covens of people, maybe about 20, 30 people who also add their intent. So we have like 500 people that are also doing this. So in terms of numbers, we have the advantage of power. So it'll remove anything. The weapon that you have, when you use it, it's going to be imbuing all the numbers that we have. So this is what will help completely purify this. Now we're going to move to 2016 when Jupiter was in Libra. For those of you who may have just come back, we've connected all 4 elements. We went to the altar. We released forgiveness of ourselves for anything we've done wrong and for anything done to us. We picked up our sacred weapon. We went down the elevator to the depths of our unconscious. And now we're channeling dark energy that represents any bad intent or spells done on us into this black orb. And we're taking it year by year. And now we're going to move into 2017 when Jupiter was in Scorpio. Meanwhile, you're writing down on your Jupiter Scorpio paper everyone you want this energy to clap back to and everything. Return to sender. See, it's not entirely returning everything because in some of these bad spells or anything, some of you grew. So you don't want to return everything. There's some good things you might have gained from this. We're keeping that. All the bad stuff we don't need, channel into this ball. You can use the back of the paper. All right. Nice. Lace thoughts is in the groove. If it's really cold, that's a good sign too. And now I want you to take the weapon. When you're done with this process and you feel like you've channeled everything in that orb symbolically, I want you to take that weapon of light that is imbued with the light of all 500 people and the light of your higher self and drive it through that black orb and channel all that light and picture that orb supernovaing that orb. Some of your orbs may break. Okay, if it does, let me know. And see that blackness turn into white light, pure white light. Many of yours might have exploded. If any of yours exploded or shattered, you're going to have very crazy dreams. This represents your subconscious shattering at a certain level with the weight of this light. Everything you did now was what's going to happen to you as Jupiter comes into Sag and you're filled with light. Okay. So it's okay if it shattered. All right. Whether it shattered or not, I want you to pick up the pieces or pick up the orb, right? Now, at the bottom of where you are, in the bottom of your unconscious, pick up the orb and feel the orb whisking away into the light of the sun, purely burning and completely purifying. This right now represents the clapback and the energy is being dispersed. If your orb shattered, see the pieces, the mini pieces just going up to the sunlight. And after it is done, I want you to see your orb, if it shattered, back unshattered, fixed, whether it shattered or not, back coming down into the place of the subconscious, totally clear. Some of you should start to feel amazing deep inside. You might even start to feel like giggling. Okay. And see that darkness create a wider light in your subconscious room. Just like Chad Taylor said, this is less of a clapback and more of a release. The clapback really comes in the form of burning the paper, and the clapback really happens outside of you. So in order to induce the clapback, we're just releasing on our end. So great observation. It's more of a shifting of energy, where the clapback is going to be done by Jupiter, which is why we release that orb to Jupiter and to the sun. Okay. So we have now completely, what does the orb look like now that it's back? It should be shining in light. Now we are ready for the Jupiter burning ceremony. So now that we've released and clapped back this energy, anything that you wrote down on this paper, once that orb burns in the light, the clapback has been in effect and it won't truly finish. The clapback will initially start once Jupiter shifts into Sag. So now what you want to do, it's like the Monster Reborn card, amazing. Now what you want to do is take your Jupiter and Sag paper and write down everything you wish for. This is your blank wish. This is your blank check. What is everything that you want? Not even everything that you want. What are you ready to move forward with? What do you want Jupiter to bless you with? That way we have the balance of light and dark. And feel yourself happy as you write this down. How would you feel if you had it? That's the energy you want to write this down with. Make sure you know whatever you're writing down on this paper, it's what you fully intend to bring into. And yes, you can wish for someone else's happiness, although it's their decision to be happy. You totally can wish it. When you write this down, you're telling Jupiter what your world looks like, and Jupiter will help manifest this with you. Jupiter in Sagittarius wants you to live your best life. And it'll at least inspire you with the right belief to go on that journey. Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. So once you have this done, it is now time to finalize the clapback. In order to conclude the burning ceremony, take a fire and burn this. I'm going to leave the camera and burn this right now. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to do the closing sunshine ritual ceremony. Or rather, the closing sunshine ceremony. It's in the sunshine ceremony, we're going to put guards and shields around us so that anyone who tries to do spells in the future, it'll just bounce back to them. Now that we've cleared this negative energy. Now, honestly, if doing a bunch of visualization techniques and burning a piece of paper, yes, burn both. Burn the Scorpio one first and then burn the Sag second. If just doing this to you isn't enough, I understand. If maybe you don't believe that we're doing anything, I understand. You're not there yet. It's totally fine. It's hard to quantify and prove this. And some of you are just results driven people. That's your modality. That's your temperament. That's cool. I assure you, you're going to see results of this now. Like as soon as Jupiter shifts into Sagittarius tomorrow, that's where I want you to hold me accountable for the results you see. My job is to just facilitate this. This isn't really meant to follow a timeline. You can totally, once you burn this, just release it and be prepared to live your best life. Okay. If you're not done with the list, then take as much time as you need to do all the steps we've done. Some of you may need to go back and do more of the steps longer. Take your time. I'm going to burn this real quick and then I'm going to come back so we can do the closing ceremony. Make sure you're here for the closing ceremony. It's the most important part. And Manuel, it will be, you will be able to rewatch it. It is most powerful live, but even if you watch it after live, it's totally still powerful. The peak energy we had will stay fixed. So you're able to watch it after. You don't have to write these down. If you want to do this symbolically in your head, that is fine too. BRB, guys. All right, y'all. I split the deck from 4 of Pentacles that I had before, and I got the 9 of Cups. So know that your wish is coming true. Whatever you had on the Jupiter and Sag, that is coming true. I want to shuffle this in front of you, though, just in case some of you may feel like I handpicked the card. I totally understand. I just came into this with that. But yeah. So before we do this, actually, let me pull a card right now. We got the Empress, baby. Abundance, Venus. So this is a good sign. It's a really good sign. A lot of love moving forward. The top card is the 2 of Cups. So what Spirit is telling me right now is some of you have been wondering, where's my soulmate? Where's my soulmate? Where's my soulmate? And you had to do this clapback ritual. You had to release this negativity. It's not that you couldn't find your soulmate. They've always been around, but you were blocked. And now that we joined powers, this is the most important thing. The reason why this clapback spell works is you did not just do a clapback spell. We did a clapback spell with the power of like a super mega coven of over 500 people. That's power, my friends. That is complete power. I literally just pulled what are the result of the people who we clap back on. What is their result? The 5 of Cups, regret. So whoever you clap back who had negative intent, they get in regret and disappointment. Congratulations. Congratulations. This is a success. So shout out to Thurnis Haley. I stabbed that orb and the light made it transform. Congratulations. You just did deep internal unconscious work that it will take your conscious mind to be aware of. And as this comes to light in Sagittarius, you have yourself to thank. We have ourselves to thank. So last step, in the room of this dark subconscious, I want you to see a light beam down. You took an elevator up to the regular part of your soul. We're taking this light to beam us to that higher realm. So when you were at the ground floor, not the ground floor, when you were at the first floor, before you went down the elevator, the altar you were at, right, beamed energy up from the higher realms. This light is going to ascend you to that higher realm. Okay, so go up to the light, feel yourself ascend to your version symbolically of your higher self's realm where it resides. What does your higher self look like? I feel nothing but love right now. And I see a huge sun that's just smiling at me with a goofy face like, just laughing, just filling me with love, right? And I want you to just feel yourself being bathed with the light of this energy. Okay? This is the closing sunshine ceremony. I want you to imagine all 9 planets of this solar system, all the stars, the luminaries, beaming their love in you. You see and feel a metallic force field that Jupiter, Pluto, and Neptune create. Drew Boo said, what if I'm a guy, but my higher self is a woman? Great question. Your symbolic representation is what your heart's going to show you. So it's not that it is a woman. This is what it chooses to reveal you as. Great question. Okay. And it's also not uncommon. It's also not uncommon. An aspect of my higher self is a woman too, or a soul. So I get you on that. You might find for women it's reversed too. So feel that bliss. Set the intention now with this light that anything negative or evil that tries to come at you, it reflects off. This way, moving forward, you have to make the decision. When someone projects negativity, you're making the decision to take that in. You have now cleared your subconscious. How many of y'all feel that joy? It's okay if it takes a while to set in. The dark forces is mad, boy. The dark forces is mad, boy. It's the moment of truth. I feel it. Them dark forces is mad, boy. So you're going to really feel a lot of blessings come through because now with the shifting of this energy, you're not going to let all this negativity block you. We've cleared it. We've put ourselves in a prime position to come into this. I'm going to shuffle the deck. So once I see 10 people say stop, that's when I'm going to stop. Archangel Michael himself, the Temperance card. Temperance is saying do better. This is literally saying that the energy has integrated your subconscious and your conscious. It is the card of Sagittarius. So this archangel right here and this is the front card, celebration. So this archangel right here is assuring you that you are not only protected, but there's a lot of blessing coming your way. Temperance is a great card to get. So study the card. But concerning what we just did, this is really auspicious. Very, very auspicious. It's much needed balance. And given that it represents Sagittarius and Jupiter's going to Sagittarius, get ready to party, baby. Now, we just did the first. Ooh, SDM is in sync. That's a really good sign. We just did the first part of this clapback ritual, the internal spiritual part. Okay. The next part of this ritual is the part that happens after we disperse. Now that your frequency is shifted and we've completely bathed ourselves in light, this light will activate, by the way, once Jupiter's in Sag fully and continue to grow. The next part of this ritual is to confront physically, because what's going to happen now is anything that wasn't revealed is going to be revealed. Anything that's revealed to you, you must confront. I'm going to say it again. Everything that's revealed to you, you must confront. Okay? Be very mindful that you confront this. And not only will you confront this, but you also want to be in a position to very powerfully, at a great level, release. So if it comes up to you, release. The next part is the physical part that will manifest physically. Some of you may find that people you had beef with, you actually get along with. So keep that in mind, as that is also a theme as well. So I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to do this. The only thing other than here is to just celebrate. Dance in Jupiter and a Sag. Dance all day, dance all night. I invite you to tune into the Leo Kings live. I definitely want to get my spiritual dance music on. And congratulations. I would invite you to listen to 3 songs that evoke the theme of victory for you. I'm playing the dance music right there. So we are definitely willing to disperse. I'm thinking of doing the super chat now or saving it to tomorrow. It's just if I save it to tomorrow, it will be a lot. So I will do super chat now for anyone who has tipped. Actually, no, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this for the super mega clapback. I'm going to save this for a super mega clapback. Wait a minute. Yes, Ashley, thank you for making it live. Yeah, it's time to dance. Let's close this right. So I will get to the super chat tomorrow. Let me actually present some. Let's get our dancing on. You ready? Know what it is. All right, y'all. So I will catch y'all tomorrow.